Hey, this might burn a little bit, but the reason you're not performing like you think you should be is because every time you're supposed to be preparing, you getting distracted. I want to talk about distractions and how we can handle them. First, what are distractions? Anything that keeps your focus away from something. That something being the thing that you set your mind to do. All right, so anything that keeps your focus away from something. I remember when I was in college, boy, did I get distracted. I was living the life, man. I was partying, out doing everything I had to do to not go to class. It wasn't I was distracted from football. I love football. You can't distract me from that. But class, school, I ain't care too much about. So anything I could do to not go to class, I was doing it. I remember buying PS4. PS4 had just came out. I bought a PlayStation. I'm playing Madden damn near every day, not showing up to class. So long story short, my freshman year, I failed out of class. I failed out of school. You know, I think I didn't understand how to prioritize my time. You know what I'm saying? Also didn't understand I was being distracted. But I went to school directly after high school in the summer, like probably 2 days after I graduated, I went right to college, took classes. I had a 4.0 in the summer. I'm like, oh, college is sweet. This is easy. But it wasn't no distractions. Everybody wasn't up at school. Wasn't really no parties going on. So I was able to just focus on school. But then the fall came, football was around. I got practice. I'm using practice as an excuse, but I got a bunch of things that I got to focus on, and I'm not really focusing on school, not focusing on class. And like I said, I was enjoying the party life. I was enjoying the college lifestyle, and I really didn't care too much about going to class. And I think the first time I missed class and nobody really told me I had to be there, I'm like, oh, don't nobody really care? I didn't go then the second day, then the third day, and then so on and so on. So that fall semester, I dropped. Remember, I had a 4.0 in the summer. That fall semester, I dropped under the 2.0 or whatever we had. I think it was 2.5 or whatever it was. But you get another semester to bring it up. I thought, all right, football gonna be over. I'm gonna be able to sprint in the spring to lift my grade up, focus on school, do what I got to do. But again, ignorant, young-minded individual, not realizing that football in the spring is more time-consuming than football in the fall. Even though our season is in the fall, all we got is practice and games. But in the spring, you got 6 a.m. workouts, you got practice, you got meetings, you got a bunch of other things that you got to do throughout the day to get ready for the next season. And I didn't know that. So when that springtime came around, the workload was even harder. So again, partying, not going to class, not doing what I should have been doing to make sure that I got that grade up. Long story short, the end of that spring semester, I did not, get to where I had to get to, so I failed out. Ended up telling my coaches, thank God, God was on my side watching me. My coaches, they really didn't, have a bad taste in their mouth about me not. I guess they already knew I was going to get reinstated back in. So the conversation was, Coach, I'm not going to make it. I failed out. And he replied with, all right, we'll get you back in. So thankfully, they was on my side. They got me back into school. I had to take summer classes again. And I was able to focus and understand that all I had to do, it wasn't I was dumb. I just was lazy. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't really going to class. So now I'm in summer camp for football, also taking classes. And my freshman year, my redshirt freshman year, I'm trying to fight to become a starter. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to actually work my way to become a starter for my redshirt freshman year. And think about, I got to go to class during the time that I should be practicing because I didn't do what I had to do the year prior. So it was a lot more work that I had to do. I got 6 a.m. Workouts, practice, leaving practice, go to class, come back to meetings, leaving meetings, go do homework, then do my football work, studying all the plays, then going back to meetings. It was a long day. Now I had to do this every day. And I'm like, damn, I put myself in this position because I was allowing the distractions that I didn't even know was happening at the time take my focus off of school. So now I'm in this position that I got to work even harder to get to that point. And luckily, like I said, God was on my side. He gave me that second chance, and I got that focus, and I did what I had to do. I became a 4-year starter after that. I worked my ass off to make sure that I didn't land in that position again. I was still partying. Don't get it twisted. I was definitely still, enjoying college life, but I prioritized my time and I focused on the things that I had to focus on before I went to the party style. You know what I'm saying? So how do we fall victim to distractions? Like I said, is not being aware of it, not being aware that we getting distracted. You know what I'm saying? Right now, the biggest distraction that we all face is social media. Can you imagine? I'm sure everybody can see themselves right now scrolling on social media for hours, not even realize that hours is going by. That's how it gets us. You think you being entertained, but really you being distracted. So if you're supposed to be doing something and you go to social media and you start scrolling for hours, you think you being entertained. But really, you're not doing what you should have been doing. So you're being distracted. So that's not being aware of your distractions. That's not being aware of not focusing, not keeping your focus on the things that you already set out to do. So that's how we fall victim of it. It can happen so quick. The way our minds is wired is we want to be entertained. That's how the devil works. The devil gonna come and try to swoop in and think that he giving you something that you want, or think that you getting something that you need. But really, you need to be disciplined enough to focus on the thing that you already set out to do. All right. So that's how we fall victim of it, is just not being aware of it. So how do we fix it? You fix it. For me, I wrote down a plan. So everything that I say I want to do, I figure out the blueprint, I figure out the plan, and then I write it down. I physically write it down so that I can see it. Because if you keep something in your mind, let's say you got to work out. Let's say you got a workout to do to get stronger. If you put it in your mind, and it's like, all right, I'm gonna go to the gym and I'm gonna do this day every day, but you keep it in your mind. Remember, you getting distracted. So now your focus is getting off of that. Now you're not thinking about the workout. You're thinking about whatever is distracting you. So you don't see it in your mind. You see the thing that you being entertained with. But if you could write it down physically, say you want to go to the gym and work out and get stronger, if you could write down your workout schedule and what you're going to do every day, now you can see it physically. Now you wake up and all right, I got to do this. It's going to help you focus more on going to do that rather than being distracted. You're still going to get probably distracted. Something's going to come to try to, tempt you to get your focus off of it. But if you can see it physically, it's going to be a lot easier for you to get back on track and stay the course and do the things that you got to do. So it's been many a times where I'll be working out. I go through phases in life where I'm working out hard and I'm working out, just to work out. But the times where I'm working out hard and I know that I'm really focused on working out, I got everything written down. And I realize the times that I don't have it written down, I'm just going to the gym, I'm really just going through the motions. All right. So take that advice. It may sound corny. It may sound like you don't want to do it. But if you really want to, focus on the thing that you want to get and you want to stop being distracted by something, trust me, write it down. It's going to help you out and you could become successful in anything that you set your mind to. All right. So in conclusion, what are distractions? Anything that takes your focus off of something. How do we get distracted? By not being aware of the distractions, not being aware that we being distracted. And how do we handle it? Write that plan down. You write that plan down, you can focus on anything you want to set your mind to, and you can have success.